Reheating, will they lose any nutrients?
Again, the only thing you lose is micronutrients, water soluble vitamins, and the phytonutrients like those antioxidants and those kinds of things. Again, it depends. Like for example, reheating in a pan, boiling, etc., you will lose the most. Steaming, you will lose a little bit less because it's a little bit more gentle.
Correct.
Microwave, you will lose the least. So that's the thing, right? So people think actually microwave destroys nutrients. It destroys the least amount of. So
why does microwave lose the least?
Least because see what happens in a regular pan. No, the heat source is very hot. It's like 1,000 degrees below, and then the metal has to transfer to the water, and then the water has to heat from there. So you have to apply a lot of heat, and then so that some heat comes to the top. So that stuff at the bottom is actually getting heated to a very high temperature. So it's losing a lot of those micronutrients well ahead of time. When it comes to steam, because it's water vapor, right? You're not exposing the food to the hot water at all. It's only vapor. Vapor is, again, density is low. So it's more gently heating the food. So a lot of the vitamin C and vitamin B, the molecules don't break and so on. In a microwave, advantage is time. The steaming you have to do for 20 minutes. Okay, microwave is 30 seconds. So the amount of time, and the other thing that's happening is the food is not heating from the outside, it's heating from the inside. Microwave only heats the water molecules inside the food. So the heat travels very quickly and evenly in 30 seconds. So you've simply not have enough time to destroy all of the vitamin C, vitamin B and all of that. So it's about time. Right? So that is why actually if you want to reheat food, that is the best way to do it. Just put it in a microwave safe vessel and heat it.
But in India, people are concerned that the radiation can cause cancer, the same thing.
No, again, so India is the only place where people think ultraviolet radiation from the sun won't cause cancer and microwave will cause cancer. It's the exact opposite. And Indians will not wear sunscreen and all that, okay, because they think, oh, sun can never hurt me. You have to realize that there is UV. Which, by the way, that UV is how you make vitamin D. Okay, why are Indians darker skin? It's because to protect us from the cancerous rays of the sun that we have melanin. Melanin absorbs that and prevents DNA damage, right? So that's the whole point. So that's what I'm saying. You can either make vitamin D or you can be or you can protect yourself from cancer, right? So skin cancer, right? So it's a trade-off, right? So it is just that India. Sorry, where were we? I got distracted by that.
Microwave causing radiation.
Yeah. So there is gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet. These are what you call cancer-causing, ionizing radiation, because they have the ability. They have the ability to go and change the DNA. They have enough energy to penetrate straight into the nuclei and have enough energy to break make changes in your genes, right? In the DNA. Then there is visible light, which is how we see each other, right? From visible light onwards, it's non-ionizing. Then even less energy than that, after that is infrared, which is how the broiler in the thing that heats in the oven, no? That red glows, that is infrared, right? And also why when you go out in the sun, why does your head get hot? That's again infrared radiation from the sun, right? That's even less energy than visible light. And then less than that is microwave. So microwave has less energy than visible light. So if you think microwave causes cancer, then looking at each other should also cause cancer. So that's a simple way of explaining to people that and by the way, your cell phones are all microwave. Or they use microwave frequencies for communicating with the tower. By the way, incidentally, why a lot of people also believe that cell phones
causes brain
cancer and so on. No, it doesn't. Yes. Yeah.
Is it dose different at all?
No, not at all.
Nothing at all. Not even.
See, I think as I said, look. If you are physically sitting inside, okay, of course, it's going to heat up the water inside, and that burn will then cause inflammation, which again, therefore, then is associated. Right. I would suggest people not try it at home.
So, Krish, you have been in the US, and you know how the US cooking system is, right? So, all the house comes along with their oven.
Yeah.
And Americans use oven a lot more than us.
Yes.
And we use the oven to store the utensils.
Yes.
Because of the space.
Also to do your curd fermentation.
Those are better.
High. Those are better. Right. Yes.
Why is the oven concept not caught up among Indian? Because I feel like the infrared radiation that you're saying is also helping in decreasing the oil and calories as well. Absolutely. Why is that?
So I know. I think it's more practical. It also has to do with fuel, right? And I think Western countries have had access to electricity and gas and things like that for a much longer time, right? So even prior to electricity and gas, the ovens were powered by wood fire. Which again is in the West is exceedingly common. Everybody, the standard culture 300 years ago is for you go chop firewood, you permanently keep the firewood in part of your house, and then you put it, and then
Yes.
in the evening you just start kindling it, and then that is
fire
becoming
comes.
the chimney and the oven everywhere. You have wood fire, right? Wood fire oven, pizza, and all that. Right?
Yes.
So if you notice that's never a thing in this part of the world. For starters, the density of population is so high. Firewood is, except when you're living in like a village and things like that, where you would use firewood as a stove and so on. This is not something that would be common. If you go to villages in Punjab, the tandoor absolutely is significantly more common. It's very similar to that oven because that they absolutely do baking at that to very high temperature. But for most of the rest of India, as we became crowded cities, a tandoor is impractical. The temperature is too high. Okay. It's a fire hazard, right? So you need to be in an open village for that to be a practical thing. So for the most part, we actually use a lot less fuel for cooking than the West does. So the oven kind of thing it never caught on because it need a lot of time and a lot of fuel. It's very fuel inefficient. So a lot of choices they have made that are, so for example, you consider Chinese cooking, no? Lot of stir fry, ultra high heat, everything is chopped into tiny ingredients with one goal: reduce the amount of cooking fuel. You blast it and cooking gets done in 30 seconds. So you use very little fuel, right? But you have to chop everything really, really into tiny pieces and so on, right? So many of these things are products of geography and what availability of fuel and things like that. So that's why we have not adopted the convection oven. So now obviously microwaves are becoming a lot more common. And in fact, in India now, people who
can afford
get into baking and cakes and bread and all of that, they buy the oven toaster grill. That's the small size convection oven. And now obviously the even more convenient version of the OTG is now the air fryer.
Air fryer.
An air fryer is just a convection oven. It's a small sized version of what you get in your US, where you store your utensils. Yeah, it's a small enclosure version of the exact same thing. Exactly, yeah. So it is just a convection oven that uses hot air to cook. That's the whole idea.
But in the US, we have both air fryer and also...
Yeah, so again, because you have to preheat the oven for half an hour, 15 minutes. See, it's a time-consuming thing, right? So size, right? Then you put a giant turkey, one full bird, and one huge amount of meat and all of that, and a big pieces of bread.
Do you have a convection oven in your house?
Yes. So I have a
small.
For convenience sake, I have what's called a combo oven, which has essentially I can switch between microwave and convection.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a convenient. So you don't like two devices.
Oh.
Yeah. So it has both the convection fan and the other thing, and it has microwave also. So you switch between both, and regularly, once you make a mistake, if you put it in microwave mode for some of that, it will absolutely, microwave will just absolutely destroy your bread. Right? It completely dry it out.